gadgets. When you think of the word gadgets, what do you normally think of? Do you think of things like James Bond when he goes to see Q and has all these amazing tools that he can use as weapons? Well, I don't. And I have to say, I like buying some sort of cheap gadgets. And I've bought some gadgets over the years which I never really considered using them for fitness and exercise. However, they have played a part in my training. And today I kind of want to share some gadgets which you can use for fitness, but they're just everyday things that you may potentially be interested in, you've never thought of before, that I absolutely love. So I've got 5 today that I want to share, and they've all supported my sort of fitness training in one way or another. However, they were just bought just generally just for like everyday use. So yeah, when I get home today, I'm going to show you the ones I've got in mind. So yeah, let's get back from the gym, and we'll get on with the first one. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this in kind of an order today where essentially I start my workout to finishing my workout and when I'd use these items. So the first one you can see in my hand is these. Now you may have seen me running in these. I had sort of briefly touched on them before. It's a wristband or a sweatband with a zip. Now you can get these on eBay, like 2 lots for under £10. Honestly, they're an absolute bargain. And why do I think these are really good? Why do I think that you should use these for fitness? Now, obviously, I did sort of technically buy these for fitness, but really I just wanted something, as I said, just to kind of walk around with and just wipe my brow. But it's actually been used for a lot more than that. Now, obviously, it's super hot at the minute, and I normally would wear a coat because I don't like the sort of cold weather. So I normally have a coat on, but because it's so hot, at the moment I've got no pockets. And if I do, so my shorts currently do have pockets in, what happens is when you're running, of course, it just jingles. So if you've got a key or something in there, it makes a horrible rattling noise. It's just horrible. These are the solution. Now with these, you can put things in them like tablets. So I always put my paracetamol, Buscapans, all things like that. I also tend to have a pound in there. So when I go to the gym, I can use it for the lockers. Or if I want to go to the shop and get something already sorted, then I can put, obviously you can put cash in there as well. Or I think, this is my old H&M card, you can probably fit a card in there as well. Sort of. It wouldn't fall out, to be honest with you. But yeah, you could definitely take some cash. As I said, things like paracetamol and anything that you feel like might be benefit, a key so you can get in and out of the house. And you won't rattle about. Honestly, they're so nice and comfortable. And you don't have to worry then about, I haven't got any pockets. I can't take, things that I potentially may need. And you might have to leave your key outside the house if that's the case, which I would hate to do. So yeah, you could obviously use it as a sweatband like that. I think it's perfect. If you can get this as an item, a fitness item for under £5, you're laughing. Like I said, it's just basically an extra pocket without having to worry about rattling about and not having, a coat or anything on you because it's too hot. So that is the first item. Before you go for a run or the gym or whatever, get one of these. Okay, now this is a bit embarrassing to say. I've had some freak injuries before. I once got a stress fracture in my foot, waiting for the kettle to boil. I was basically just kind of standing, messing around with my feet, just sort of doing tiptoes and all sorts because I was bored of waiting. I had this really loud click in my foot, and I ended up having a stress fracture as a result of it. And with running, especially if you do a lot of running or a lot of gym work, your muscles tighten up and you do get quite a lot of injuries, sort of freak injuries where, as I said, you may have some weaknesses. Now, I recommend, this is the other thing. Now, I never got this obviously for exercise, but it's a gadget that's so important. It's a shoehorn. A shoehorn, yes. I've pulled my hamstring trying to put my shoelaces on before, where I've had to bend down to, try and put my finger in my shoe, and then I've cut my finger, all these sort of silly things, just trying to put some shoes on. But I've pulled a hamstring, as I said, literally trying to get my shoe on. Get a shoehorn. It's a good gadget. It seems really silly and pathetic, but I don't go anywhere without a shoehorn. I've got one in my gym bag, got this one at home, and it just avoids me having to stretch down too far to put my shoes on. So yeah, it's embarrassing to say, but it's certainly useful. It's actually preventing me pulling my hamstring again. Well, hopefully it is anyway. Again, get these from, I think this was from a car boot sale for like £2. So definitely recommend one of those as well if you're an athlete. Of all the things I thought I'd do on videos for sort of fitness related workouts and whatever, didn't really think putting a shoe on with a shoehorn would be one. But as I said, my hamstrings are super tight. I can't touch my toes at them. I'm nowhere near. So what this just means is I can just put my foot in. I don't have to bend down too far. And then, as you can see, shoes on, no pulled hamstring. And thankfully that means I'll be able to run another day. Okay, so I've sort of put my shoes on, I'm raring to go, but actually the temperature's dropped. It's now the winter, it's freezing cold, and I suffer with really cold hands. The more I run, the longer I run, the colder my hands get. It's almost like the blood goes from my hands and goes to my legs, like that fight or flight. And honestly, the amount of people I've scared over the years where I've had cold hands, yeah, not good. There's one gadget which I think is probably the best gadget I've got, and I absolutely love it. I'm just looking where I've actually put it now because it's really small. It's a really small thing, but I've hidden it over on my bed. But it's these things. It's an electric hand warmer. Now these break into two, like so, and you can get these on Amazon for about £19-20. They tend to have loads of deals and vouchers on this. And obviously Amazon Prime Day is coming up, and I would definitely recommend these, even though the weather's not ideal for these now. It's too hot. These are a lifesaver. So essentially, as I said, you can have it like a, these are like a Beetle one, and you can hold them like this, and obviously it'll just keep your hands warm, or you can split them into two. Now I recommend this for running. I put these in my gloves. Basically what you do is you push the button, like so, the light goes on, and you can see there's one orange light there. Now that just means the temperature, because you can make it hotter or colder. Press it again, 2, 3, that's super hot. That actually burnt my hands once in my gloves, so already warming up now, by the way, already really, really warm. These last about an hour and a half to 2 hours, I think, on, you know, when they're fully charged on full strength. That's more than enough for most people running, let's be honest. So yeah, definitely recommend these. You just literally plug them back in with a USB, and as I said, slip them in your gloves. And honestly, the amount of times that saved me, I've been, and this is no joke, I've got home from a run and I can't open the front door because my hands are too cold. These will stop that. Honestly, I've literally had to wait for my hands to warm up in the past. Don't need two of these. Keep your hand lovely and warm. It makes the run just so much more enjoyable. So yeah, definitely recommend these. These have been a lifesaver over many, many winters. Visual demonstration of how easy they are to get in your gloves. So I'll just slide it in first. Pop my glove on. And yeah, it just keeps my hands lovely and warm. Again, slide it in. Like so. And you wouldn't really know, would you? I mean, yeah, okay, it looks a little bit odd, but let's be honest, when you're running, who cares? You're sweaty, you're not even thinking about how you look, to be honest, half the time. Well, I certainly don't anyway. So yeah, electric hand warmers, definitely recommend. Get them on Amazon because, yeah, they're always a good deal on there. There's a very stressed bird outside, a blackbird that's making a loud noise. Anyway, I've just got back from a run now, absolutely shattered. Now sometimes, and I've seen a lot of people at the gym, they like to carry things like notebooks around, so they may just have something like a notebook like this, and it's just like plain paper. It's nothing special. Sometimes it's just on ripped paper. Now I think that's not the solution. That's not the future anyway. Let's be honest, we don't want to keep wasting paper. I'd recommend one of these. Again, I got this on Amazon, around £20. It's a Rocket Book. Now this is basically a leaflet that is a booklet that is the future. Now it just looks like standard, you know, paper and stuff. This isn't standard paper. This is like card, and you don't rip it up. What you do, you get a special pen and a special cloth. And again, it doesn't look like anything special, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to write Harry. Let's just write Harry. So again, it just looks like a normal pen, like so. So I've just written it on there. Now I can rub that out in a minute, but what you'll see is there's a QR code at the bottom. Now basically what you do is you get a phone app, a Rocketbook app. Essentially you scan that, and then what it does is it uploads the app, and then you can save it on your phone. So I've made like e-signatures like that, done all sorts of things, but it also means I don't lose paperwork. So when I was working, doing a lot of admin sort of based roles, it just meant that I knew where it all was. It was all in a folder. I didn't lose the ripped bit of paper. And this is great. If you want to log your workouts, so let's just say I've done a 10-mile run today, I can just log it and keep it for as long as I want, rather than think, oh, wasted paper. After that, all I've got to do is just rub it out with this cloth. And literally, all I'll do is I'll just get a bit of water, dab it on the towel, and then it just comes off so easily, like so. There we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write something else, upload it, show you a couple of screenshots of how it looks. But yeah, definitely recommend these Rocket books. They are fantastic. They save you so much paper in the long run. And again, you can upload it onto your drive so you know where everything is. PDF, Word document, whatever format you want. Let me show you. Okay, let's see how that's come out. There you go. So I've just previewed it. It's come out on my phone. Then all I need to do is, if I want to save it, I just press the sort of 3 dots at the top, and I can share it. I can send it to people. I can put it on my shared folder. And yeah, it just works really well. Really happy with this. A really good buy. If you can get it for £20, you're laughing. Amazon Prime deals. Honestly, it's working. Of course, I've been doing all that note taking. I've been having a shower on, I'm all set to go. I forgot that I made myself a tea about 20 minutes ago. But it's okay these days. I don't need to worry about that anymore, because I have an electric coaster. It's like a mirror, isn't it? You can see the reflection of the shutters. Anyway, this is another buy I got off Amazon, and I absolutely love it. So these are basically heated coasters. Essentially what they do is they keep your drink warm for a little bit longer. They don't keep them super hot, and as I said, they can actually warm up things like milk as well, but they do the job. They'll certainly keep your tea and coffee a little bit warmer for a bit longer. So if you do those things like note taking, go to the shower or whatever, it just gives you that bit of time without thinking, oh no, it's gone cold now, I'm going to have to make another one. So I'm going to show you how this works. Again, this is around £20 on Amazon. Amazon Prime Day is coming up. Keep mentioning it. It's worth having a look. But let's show you how it works anyway. I say as well, this lead is super long. Look, you can't even see the plug from it. So that's another real benefit. So yeah, don't worry that it's a really short cable and you can't put it on a table. What I'm going to do, I'm going to plug it in here, like so. Okay, so you just press the button there. So I've just pressed, there's an on button. Cable's now tight because it's stuck under the kettle. So yeah, it's flashing. And the reason it's flashing is it's basically saying there's nothing on it. So I've got my big cup of tea here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on there. Hopefully, yeah, it stopped flickering. So you can see now it's on that. It means my tea will start to warm up or keep nice and warm. So it's really good this. The other thing you can do as well, there's a slightly cooler setting. So this is the hottest setting. Sometimes it can give off a bit of a chemical smell to start with, but if you press this, it goes to blue, and that's just like an eco save. You don't have to, it's basically just a lower temperature essentially. I like it on the main temperature like so, but you'll see it's flashing again because my drink's been lifted. And yeah, it just goes back to that. Be a bit careful though, if you do take this out, it is quite warm to touch. So yeah, but it's a great thing to do after a run. I love a refreshing tea or coffee, and this is just a really good gadget. Again, didn't buy it for it, so I just wanted a cool little gadget really, because I like my tea and coffee. But it's been certainly useful after fitness, and I said I go to a shower and think I don't need to worry. So yeah, definitely recommend it. Wow, that is hot. That is it for today. So there's 5 gadgets which you can just use in your everyday life, and again, I bought them just for general use, but they actually can be definitely useful for fitness and exercise, and that's certainly what I use them all for. I said whether it's a shoehorn, whether it's a notebook to record my progress, electric coaster, sweatband, or my hand warmers, they've all been used during my fitness journey, particularly during my ultra training as well. And you can pick these all up for under £30, and I definitely recommend just getting all of them. So if it saves yourself put in your hamstring, save yourself getting cold hands, your cold drinks, and as I said, you can record your progress. Fantastic. But there are plenty of uses for these things as well. So if you're watching this, you're not really into your fitness and you just want a cool little gadget, definitely recommend a couple of these things as well. Hope you've enjoyed this one today. Sun's come back out again. So yeah, this summer's really, really going well so far, and I'm loving it. I'm certainly loving it for running. Don't need these anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.